Alright, welcome to the big one. We are live, not really live, but for you watching, it's live, because you're watching it live. Trash Bowl 2. We have Ryukuma representing the European Conference. We have BeterBabbit representing the American Conference. Both of these players have had a fantastic showing, won their individual championships, but today they're here to make history. And it seems like we have a visual glitch. Wonderful.
What? Why?
Or not.
The starting hand is messed up sometimes. It's fine.
So we are here. We are assembled for the big one. And the way that we're doing this is we're playing on the European server. Of course, Ryukuma has graciously volunteered to provide all of BeterBabbit's decks, so he can use the borrow deck feature, so we can have an inter-conference championship for Trash Bowl 2, and it's going to be a fantastic game. We're all expecting the greatness. JJ, introduce us to the lineups and what we're seeing.
Well, Ryukuma is currently playing his Highlander Warrior. BeterBabbit is currently playing his Galakron Control Warlock. Ryukuma is also bringing a
Warrior.
His Galakron Aggro Warrior. That's what it was. Sorry, wrong line. Both players are, however, bringing a Galakron Control Warlock, and Ryukuma is also bringing a Highlander Galakron Rogue with his Resurrect Priest banned, and BeterBabbit is bringing a Highlander Hunter with his Highlander Rogue being banned.
Right.
Also, all golden heroes as shown by BeterBabbit are just Ryukumas.
If you haven't witnessed the way that these people got here, by the way, the whole documentation is on YouTube. All their games, their best moments, and of course, exclusive interviews with both of these conference championships at the end of their respective conference victories. You can find on our channel, so go check that out if you haven't done that yet. And a lot of talk has been going on about this game because we got phenomenal competitors. Ryukuma is a veteran who's made it quite far last time in Trash Bowl 1. The tournament, famously, he lost to Sparrowhawk in the European Championship game, so he's definitely a veteran of the trade. He knows what this is all about and what it means to be playing in the big leagues, so to speak. And BeterBabbit is a newcomer, and he's got a very easygoing attitude too. He said in his interview he took the top 4 decks from HS Replay, copied them, brought them to the tournament, and he basically said, I'm just gonna get good decks, and I'm gonna use my ability as a player to beat what I need to.
And I mean, they are the top decks for a reason, right? So it's not the worst approach, I guess. Also, interesting to note that I think we've had the whole newcomer versus veteran theme in both championships games as well.
We did, yeah. We had Crown Cooker, of course, who ended up getting defeated by BeterBabbit in the American Conference Championship, and then we had Ryukuma, of course, veteran, beating Max, newcomer, in the European title. So both these players have a spot already guaranteed in Trash Bowl 2, the tournament, Trash Bowl 3 tournament bracket of their respective servers. However, today the champion is going to walk home with the big prize, and the big prize consists of literally everything that TrashcanTV can afford to do for the tournament right now. The winner gets a 7-pack bundle of an expansion, their choice, including the newest expansion, which is about to be released in April with the rotation, as well as a free Steam key to a video game of their choice from a given list, because we can't do that much money. That's how it is. And an honorary role in our Discord server to be forever remembered.
Yes.
As a Trash Bowl champion. We can't do rings yet. We can't make custom rings. It's too expensive.
How about giant trophies?
Too expensive.
I rest my case.
Discord role. Once we have whatever funding we have, we'll put it into this in the future, but we're doing our best here. I also want to just, before we really get into this, just completely put the rumors to rest before they even come up, that I most certainly did not eat a sandwich with just sour cream and ketchup on it before this, seconds before we started this recording. That never occurred, and everyone who says so is a liar.
Good to know. What I wanted to point out, however, is that
Fast Food Hulk being a menace right now?
I was going to say that BeterBabbit here decided to play the Devoted Maniac over the side of Ruin, which could have taken out said Fast Food Hulk, because that fully upgraded his Galakron, which he intends to presumably play right now.
Right now. You would think so. Siamat, a big Siamat for Ryukuma, the golden big Siamat, showing once again that he is Hearthstone rich.
Yes.
Which we knew.
Ooh. It would have actually been kind of low-key funny if he actually built his opponent's decks specifically using non-golden cards when possible. Which he didn't. He at least used the golden basics. Yeah. But that would have been funny.
That would have been, yeah. That would have been a major showing off, of course. But why not? Why not, right?
Decides to not play the Galakron right now because the Siamat ends up being too much of a threat, which is fair enough. Could have inner raged to also take out the Fest Root, either by inner raging the Fest Root or the Scion.
Either way.
Pick your poison. Decided not to do it though.
But the Galakrond's still coming up for BeterBabbit though. He's just holding on, you know, I'll find the right point to do it. Of course, Trash Ball 2 is presented to you by our sponsor, Beverage. If you're thirsty, drink some beverage. I'm about to do it right here because I'm thirsty.
Yes, I happen to not actually have any beverage. That was just an empty mug. But the point still stands. Also, we're gonna see some snippy, snappy action right there.
Some snip snaps.
This has to go for the wide variety rather than the stacked one. I don't think there is a strong difference in this particular matchup, but we might just now see the Galakrond.
We might. BeterBabbit with an impact play here, trying to make his mark early on the match.
And not to forget that Ryukuma is currently, quote-unquote, only at 20 health.
Yes.
So,
now, no charge or rush minions picked up.
No, but big stats nonetheless, and you do get to hit with your claw right now if you want. You could even coin hero power, though I would consider that a little wasteful.
I like the rover. Just play the
rover.
4-7, 5-7. You know.
And you can still hit the face if you want to bring your opponent down to 15. You know, just keep the tempo going.
Absolutely.
Of course, shield is a great play next turn.
Now, I have to offer the disclaimer that we could not afford a halftime show, which means that you unfortunately will not be able to sit through way too much pointless banter when you just came for the game of Hearthstone. I'm sorry about that. There's also no commercial breaks, so nothing fun to tweet about while you're waiting for your actual content to come back. It's just a game.
Decides to actually take out the Fest Root.
It grows.
I mean, yes, but it was also very close to dead already.
Yeah.
And if he wants to kill it, he had many opportunities to do it earlier. So I think that was a weird time to decide to do it.
He's viewing his health as an expendable resource because he has a lot of it to...
Well, yes, but I wouldn't necessarily consider my damage an expendable resource.
Yeah.
That stuff should go into the noggin, you know. Interesting selection here for Ryukuma, with Dragon Roar probably being the strongest value selection here.
Yeah, I think so. Deadly Arsenal is just never gonna...
Inner Rage makes sense, but it's not exactly the kind of archetype that you're playing. Also, speaking of cards that make sense, that Spellbreaker is gonna come in huge whenever something like, for example, the upgraded Shield of Galakrond comes into play. And just decides to armor up big time, removes the board.
Makes a lot of sense. You gotta keep your health up. That's very, very important. By the way, please let me ask you to drop a like on this video if you haven't done so yet. This is obviously live Trash Ball 2 between Ryukuma and BeterBabbit, two of the very elite Hearthstone players on the planet right now, playing for free for your entertainment. Nothing is guaranteed, only the winner gets the big prizes, so drop a like to show some respect to these phenomenal players as BeterBabbit decides to load stats onto the board.
See, I might have thought about just playing the Scion as well to clear the board, well, except for the 1/1s, but decides to instead play the what's his face, the Acolyte of Pain. And jeez, because there's a lot on Ryukuma's hand.
Has to come up with something though, because the flood of really big stuff is not completely easy.
By the way,
to
I now thought of a point of why you might want to have stacked the Snip Snaps.
What's the point?
Zilliax.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would assume that in this matchup there's nothing else that is necessarily a strong indication one way or the other. Board space isn't really a
Zilliax
concern.
is definitely important for...
there's not a lot of removal in the aggro Galakrond Warrior, so...
Zilliax stacked on Snip Snap. We get, so to speak, a final celebration of the Boomsday legendaries that have shaped the meta for so long, before they're going to be rotating out in a month from now, so... Once again, they're being put to good use here by Ryukuma.
Yeah, and of course, while Snipset didn't actually come out during the Boomsday times, it still counts as a Boomsday card.
And will rotate out.
And rotate with them, despite having only been introduced this year.
Silence the Acolyte of Pain.
Well,
just
last calendar year, this Hearthstone year.
Value being denied. Sign of Ruin. Coming in hot, and he's gonna take this out. He's gonna heal Ryukuma to full in the process.
His opponent to full.
So that Ziliak's made some big plays.
Yeah, and you have to consider this, right? He already played 2 of his upgraded cards, and used a lot of his push, and now his opponent's at full health.
He did.
That's not a good spot to be in if you're the aggro deck.
Not what you want to see necessarily. This Highlander Warrior has a lot of ways to go in terms of going for the late game. The longer this goes, the more Ryukuma will be favored if he's not under heavy pressure at that point.
Oof, that's a Deathwing. And
that is a Deathwing.
That's an Ysera.
That's an Ysera.
So both the value and the control. Not that you necessarily want to play the Deathwing, but as a last resort.
Yeah, he's not gonna lose this game without having played the Deathwing. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's one more hurdle before you resign this game. The Deathwing is a lifeline, so to speak.
There is a Cross.
Could be used to clear the board up. Could be used to summon a big 8-8.
I like the 8-8 better. But nothing is like huge right now. You could use the 8-8 and then do some like inner rage Bloodsworn Mercenary sort of shenanigans to just build a huge board. But it does, of course, become susceptible to removal.
Yeah, he's got to see the Plague of Wrath on Ryukuma's
like the Plague
hand.
of Wrath, yeah.
And he's obviously giggling if he's going to see that happening. It's sort of an art form for the aggro deck to not overcommit. If you make the play at your set, you get punished by a card. One single card, you pretty much lost.
That is generally, though, the difference between, like, a new player playing aggro and, like, someone with some Hearthstone experience and knowledge of the archetype
and
playing
there
it.
is the 8-8 Taunt. Now, Plague of Wrath itself can't kill everything, combined with that Warpath,
I
though.
will say, there is a Warpath. If you want to get rid of the 8-8, you could hit something in, but the problem is you're not going to get to the Krons. Yeah. There's also the Dragonborn Scorcher.
So it might be Scorcher Plague.
Yeah, I might like Warpath better, but the idea here is, of course, that while you... Actually, no, never mind. It actually makes more sense because you're putting the stats on the board as well. I forgot that I was thinking like, oh, you're wasting the Scorcher by using the board clear, but of course, it doesn't damage itself. There's a Korkron. There's an Inner Rage, there's 2 Bloodsworns, that is...
Korkron, no,
that is 18. So that's not exactly what you're looking for.
It's definitely a good turn, but a lot more damage needed.
Yeah, and he was very close to having his opponent at 18 before that big Ziliax came out.
Ziliax, Destroyer of Dreams.
I mean, yeah, if you're aggro and your opponent actually plays Max to stack the Ziliax onto, yeah, that's
not an easy life to lead.
It's a world of pain.
We might just see this Ysera now, just overwhelming
ramming speed,
ramming speed, just very conservative play. As we know from Ryukuma, obviously he's the kind of guy who said after his European Conference Championship victory over Max, I said, I'm focusing this entire thing on control. I came in, I bring 4 control type decks. I'm gonna take it easy. I don't have to change my mindset in between games. I always play the same way. I try to suffocate my opponents and outvalue them and win the game late. That's a strategy that's been extraordinarily successful for him so far in this tournament, frankly. So he's 12-1 if I'm not mistaken, which is incredible. That's an incredible number.
Sounds about right, yeah.
That's in Hearthstone. It's
which I believe, as he pointed out, the best record to ever have happened in the Trash Bowl.
Correct.
Since I believe we came to the conclusion that
Sparrowhawk
was 12-2.
2 games on his way to the Trash Bowl in Trash Bowl 1. Allegedly. Our statistics department is not the best in the world. We're working on it.
Yeah, now we're seeing the point that you also generally don't want to see as the aggro deck, which is where you are at a lower health total than your opponent.
You have lower health total and you are digging desperately. And BeterBabbit is just battle rage. It's hard because you're also running out of ideas. Not only I have to take the board back, but you also have to be able to deal the damage that you need to win this game eventually.
Now the Korkron turn with the second Inner Rage turns from a 18 damage turn into a 24 damage turn. Yeah. That's still not exactly enough, but you're getting there.
You have to be getting there. 28 right now. Clock's ticking, but Ryukuma will know that the one thing he needs to do is stack his health as high as he possibly can. And I'm assuming we want to see his hero power. Yeah.
I mean, for all he knows, there could still be an upgraded Korkron on the... Wait, the Bloodsworn Mercenary is an upgraded card, right? No, it's not.
So
he played them all. So he knows there is an upgraded Korkron.
Or Leroy. Nothing.
Or Leroy, yeah. Upgrade Leroy is, I think, actually slightly less dangerous because you can't summon... You can't enrage twice, and you can't summon 2 copies because of mana restrictions. Unless you have a coin, but we know that Beater doesn't.
And this
Speaking
is
of
going to be the
Beater,
turn.
he is, he's kind
It's
of
going to be the turn where he has to do it, and Awaken is not going to help him enough.
Yeah.
He's going to play his turn out here to show this is how much I can do, but we've already crunched the numbers.
It's 25 with the weapon included.
Recognize that it is not, in fact, going to be quite enough damage for BeterBabbit there.
It's a huge turn, don't get me right,
turn.
but
It's not enough.
sometimes huge just isn't enough.
And it was on his first game, so Ryukuma with the 1-0 lead on home turf. And a big lead, big important lead for Ryukuma. 1-0 over BeterBabbit. You're watching Trash Ball 2 live, sponsored by Beverage. It's live as they're watching it.
No, it already happened when they're watching.
You watching it right now is happening live.
Me watching it right now is live, yeah.
The process of it being happened is live. Of it being watched. Also, when someone watches in a week, like at that point in time, them watching the video happens live.
Yes, but the video will have...
Trash Ball 2 live on YouTube. And YouTube 2. No, just kidding. That doesn't exist. TrashcanTV YouTube.
Dude, I can't wait for the Trash Ball to be on ESPN, dude.
Oh, bro. We're not going to sell out to a secondary network.
That being said, we're going back to the Galakrond Aggro Warrior for BeterBabbit, and Ryukuma rocking up with the Highlander Galakrond Rogue, yes.
BeterBabbit is trusting this warrior to get the job done, clearly. It got it done against Crown Cooker. Beat the Paladin, obviously, with all of his decks.
Yeah, I mean, that was unexpected.
That was a heroic, that was a moment, that was a lifetime moment. Heroic show for wiping that Paladin 3-0. And that's an early sap from Ryukuma, saying no mas. Sometimes you gotta just not live mas, Taco Bell, right?
I mean, to be fair, that does prevent him from taking a bunch of points of damage.
Yep.
Presumably like 3 or 4. So,
Incredible.
it makes sense. It looks a little stupid, but it makes sense.
Ryukuma just, with that play, stressing the importance of board control in this matchup, saying, you can't have this, bro.
It prevents early damage.
Yeah, we're not doing it. Alright? Okay. Probably gonna see 2 more 1-drops here. Tankrar, Eternium
Plays the
Rover.
Town Crowd just so he can make a point of replaying the Eternium Rover.
Yep. Absolutely.
No, I want this Rover. And its fate is sealed.
Sealed. It's sealed. Ryukuma does not want Caesar Rover at all. He's not having it.
So the tale of the Eternium Rover comes to an end.
Picks up one Draconic
Draconic Lackey, yeah, that's one hell of a Lackey.
Might be a very important Lackey. Be some strong dragons.
I mean, Eternium, the Draconic and Ethereal are the 2
The
strongest.
highest upside ones for sure.
Yeah, the most value ones is what I was going for. Now, Titanic can go crazy.
Important to note, Zephyrs is there.
Yes, Zephyrs has been there.
Titanic Goblin can go crazy with a lot of Shadow Steps. Which Rogue has, of course.
Oof, this is interesting. You have 2 control tools and a magic trick.
Nether Breath might be really good.
I mean, you have a guaranteed dragon due to the Lackey.
He'll hold dragons too. Like, he has some in his deck. He has the Dragon Queen.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying you have the guarantee to have a dragon whenever you need it.
Essentially activate your breath for 1 mana, which is very strong.
And, I mean, I don't hate Magic Trick, because I can get you stuff like Zap and a Shadow Step, and a lot of the good rogue spells, including Seal Fate, as a matter of fact, which would have been another Invoke, but takes the more consistent option of just having a guaranteed removal in the Nether Breath. And BeterBabbit playing the board so that he can Battle Rage more effectively.
Yeah, I like this.
Brings up the obvious question.
You gotta gather your resources here.
Had enough mana, of course, to play the Ritual Chopper either way, but...
Good management for sure from BeterBabbit there. It's gonna play the coin just to prevent overdrawing.
Oh, because of the Acolyte, yeah.
The Acolyte, yeah.
I mean, you could, if you're Ryukuma, still have him draw 2, but also it's an aggro deck. So he's like, overdrawing is not as much of a risk. But Breath plus Weapon can, in fact, overdraw.
You don't want to do that.
I specifically said you don't want to. I'm just saying, if you really wanted to, you could.
Just Bone Wraith down there. Second rover picked up, and it might just be time to play this big taunt himself and keep invoking his dragon. That's the Galakrond.
Yeah, I also don't hate Awaken. You can hit the Town Crier even, not that it matters. Hit something in Awaken, then you could have still hit it.
I like this chopper play.
I mean, Awaken would have kind of done something similar. It would not have.
But because of Town Crier first, so you can now kill the Reborn, right?
Well, yeah, but you could have hit with the Town Crier instead of the Acolyte, gotten 2 draws out of the Acolyte, and effectively done the same thing, except that you didn't waste one use of it. One use of the weapon,
Decided
and
to pick up the weapon first.
Didn't need to Taskmaster the Lackey because it would have been down. Right?
Probably seeing more of a versatile use of the Awaken later on than for the weapon.
Fair enough. I was just making the argument for why I would have played differently. Evasive Worm. That's a good one.
That is a good one. Most certainly.
Kills the rover. We know for a fact Ryukuma does not like Eternium rovers.
Does not like Eternium rovers. He's not messing with these. Sound of Ruin deals with it.
Sound of Ruin is possible and deals really well.
Could be in the cards. No pun intended.
Because you can play the Scion and the Temple Berserker, and you still retain 2 of the Scions.
Sionis. Okay.
Scions.
Sionis. I'm pretty sure Sionis is correct.
I mean, you're wrong.
Someone really recently pointed out in the comments that if the next year is the year of the Phoenix, then we could have back-to-back bird years.
And you claimed that maybe there was 3 because mammoths apparently.
I mean, mammoth isn't as clearly a bird as like a dragon or a phoenix is, but like mammoths have bird characteristics, right?
Do they though?
Yeah, they do. Like they are organic.
Yes.
They're animals.
Yes.
They have legs.
Yes.
Yeah, they consume energy for existence.
Yes. I already know what my takeaway is gonna be from this.
Everything is birds.
I was gonna say you are a bird.
Yep.
You're definitely a bird.
Confirmed. Not as much as a dragon is, but you know. Let's say 2.5 back-to-back bird years. We all just make a compromise on the mammoth. We also don't know exactly the expansion that it will the rotation in next year. So that might also be a bird.
It's just gonna be the year of the bird. Wait, if the year of the mammoth were a bird year, wasn't it also the year of the raven before that?
That's definitely a bird, yeah.
Because I was about to say, like, that is, like, if we were to consider mammoths birds, it would definitely be 4 back-to-back bird years.
Raven?
Definitely not 3.
Raven also is an actual bird.
I was about to say!
Down, and we'll see if it's going to be Shadow Step, by the way. Oh, before that was Year of the Kraken, right? That was Old Gods.
That was the very first one, yes.
That's like half a bird?
No!
Octopi, are they half birds? I don't know. We don't know, man. Some questions might never be answered. That's life. It's tough, man. Good thing we're not game developers, because then the game would actually be.
Birdstone?
Yeah, it would be Birdstone.
Welcome to Birdstone.
Birdstone.
Everything's a bird.
Everything.
What? You're telling me Flick Skyshift is not a bird? Well, she is.
Isn't he literally like hopping around and flying through the air and stuff?
That is not how one defines a bird.
Obvious bird. More invocations, says BeterBabbit here, by the way.
Birds are feathered bipeds.
Feathered that's exactly. Forcibly. And BeterBabbit, the Galakrond, is fully invoked, if I've been keeping track correctly.
Yes.
So we're going to see that, presumably, rather soon.
And the health total is low.
It's low.
And I'm just going to point this out again, because I like pointing this out. Nether Breath can very much go face.
Yes. There's also Zephyrus, which is not to be disregarded.
Mm-hmm.
That can give you Pyroblast or something else.
I mean, Zephyrus, Nether Breath, Zephyrus into Fireball is also 10 damage on 1 turn. So, I'm just saying, if you're Ryukuma,
there's options.
You're getting somewhat close to just being able to pull the trigger and win.
Yeah, he's thinking Zephyrus right now. Zephyrus, what do we pick up? Shadow Step it back? What do we get for 6 mana right now?
Oh, right. Not Tyrion.
Not Tyrion.
Maybe you get Tyrion, but it's not 6 mana.
It might give it Tyrion, I don't know. Zephyrus really has been paid off by Tyrion.
I saw a great doodle of that once, like when Zephyrus was still relatively new.
Yeah.
Like there was literally like someone drew up like a little thing where it was literally just like Tyrion just like inconspicuously handing over a bag of coins to Zephyrus.
Pretty much. That's how that came to be. Galakrond dropped down for BeterBabbit.
Ooh, there's a
Absolutely
Corcoran.
no waiting time. There's one Corcoran. There's another one.
The second one doesn't really help that much. Because you're still planning to inner rage the Corcoran and double duplicate it, which actually brings you to 30.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just saying, BeterBabbit has lethal.
He does.
Brings up the question, is there going to be a top dragon?
Do you play your own Galakrond just for safety reasons?
I mean, Galakrond is a possibility to get armor. Dragon Queen is kind of the more obvious play, though you are risking the lethal. But if there is a taunt dragon,
there's a Calagoose. That's big.
Kind of goes, and there's also Kobold Scalebane, which gives extra spells.
It does.
If you play one of those for 0, then you can't play the big thing anymore. There's a Sinister Strike, and is that a scheme? I can't tell.
That is
it is a scheme.
There's the Calagoose.
A mage spell. No, it's just a spell, right? Boy.
None of these save it.
No. Sinister Strike for good measure.
And we're gonna see something crazy happening. Because BeterBabbit is gonna deal exactly 30 on the point. From an impossible seeming situation. With those Corcorans with the enrage.
I would assume if you're Ryukuma, you know that that's a possibility. You would try to go above 30 after your opponent plays a Galakrond.
It's hard.
But there was his own Galakrond. Well, actually, the Galakrond wouldn't have saved him either. The Claw is still out.
The Claw is still out. Wow, that's 35.
That's 35.
So no matter what you do. BeterBabbit is crunching the numbers in his brain right now, making absolutely sure. He's at 9 mana. He can't play it.
Oh, right, wait.
He's 9 mana, we're insane.
Right, wait. He has 1 inner rage. Makes it 10, 20, 25, yeah. Actually, he can deal 28. He can deal 28 with the hero power and 2 Corcorans.
Yeah.
Well, Corcoran, Bloodsworn, and inner rage. I mean, then just play a Corcoran and kill the biggest bird. I mean, you know.
He can't do it yet. Ryukuma has the awareness of a beast. Just understanding that it's not in the cards yet. Incredible.
Yeah.
So
we might just see another Scion come down just for
BeterBabbit. Yeah, BeterBabbit needs to live. But will he? With the
I
Zephyrus,
don't think so.
With the Zephyrus on his own now? There should be winning. There should be something there for sure. From Zephyrus. Yeah, there.
I mean, Zephyrus literally needs to find, what, like 4 points of damage? Oh, no, wait. 6 points of damage, yeah, which is Fireball. Fireball's lethal.
Just Fire Blast.
Inner Fire.
The Calagoose is out. Oh, he picks up the Alchemist.
Inner Fire or Alchemist both work for the Calagoose, yeah.
Incredible. I mean,
That
wow. Ryukuma has a 2-0 lead in Trash Bowl 2.
I was about to say Ryukuma 2 in Trash Bowl 2.
It happens. Someone led 1-0 in Trash Bowl 1 at one point. It happens. But
Well, one of those is almost guaranteed to.
yeah,
I mean, a score with 2 something is also guaranteed.
it's also guaranteed.
Watch BeterBabbit be further than theme, though.
And make it 2-2.
And make it 2-2 in Trash Bowl 2.
That's his goal right now. He wants to make it 2-2.
Well, he probably wants to make it 3-2 for him.
Yeah, but for that to happen, he needs to come back into this.
Yes.
And the advantage that is playing for him, he now knows what Ryukuma is going to be. Have to bring
Galakrond control Warlock.
in this matchup. Flexing the Mecha Jiraxes.
Golden Mecha Jiraxes.
He's rolling for the big leagues right now. Can you imagine a 3-0 victory in a Trash Bowl final?
Which would bring Ryukuma's total to 15-1, I believe.
That's just
Almost
incredible.
perfect?
That is just intergalactic. That's probably a word. Incredible. And
Dude, if someone goes 15-0 at some point, we have to extend the brackets just to allow someone to be better,
I think so.
right? Like that's.
I think so. Yeah. That's an extra prize. If someone goes undefeated for the whole thing, that's something extra. It has to.
Yeah, we got to come up with something for next time. Maybe like a specific award for
Incredible. And he gets a chance to wipe this warrior.
That's
off
incredible.
The face of the planet.
Also, BeterBabbit very
Trusting.
Yeah, he's very convinced of that warrior.
Saying, I got this. Especially against his warlock. And Ryukuma picks up, or rather has the Dark Skies on hand already. And the hero power obviously helps strengthening that. A lot of the removal and some of the lifesteal in Ryukuma's deck is going to be very, very important here.
Yes, especially since we know that if the mana is present, Peter has the potential to deal 30 damage in a turn. As a matter of fact, 35. So,
which is incredible.
35 is like...
That's a lot.
Most classes can't gain more than 5 armor, well, because they can only play a hero card. So, 35 is like perfect.
It is, yeah. It definitely is.
Better than some OTKs which deal like 25. Yeah. It's like,
You're talking about the Paladin.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Paladin, don't get me wrong, and people have played it very successfully.
But the Paladin also can do it twice.
Yes. Though oftentimes people will use the first Holy Wrath early for removal or something. Or even the Banker to get a Shrivala turn to remove something as well. But speaking of healing, there's 2 Nether Breaths on hand, so there's that.
Those are going to be key cards. It decides to use them here on off course if you're in Rover.
I mean, when you kill something right now, that's effectively also, again, damage that you're preventing multiple times over.
Absolutely.
And I guess we're going to see the Kor'kron come down?
I would think so, yeah. There's no reason not to push for it.
I mean, you could play double Battle Rage and draw 0 cards.
That's nothing.
Or you could play nothing. I mean, that's an option.
Take it easy, says BeterBabbit. Down comes the first invocation for Ryukuma there.
Does he trade? He does.
Yeah.
Oh, and he coins the coil, yeah. Because I was about to say the 3-1 is more dangerous to you than the 1-2.
So as a Warlock, you are probably most liable to these sorts of combos of BeterBabbits because you go down in health naturally, so you really want to keep this board nice and clean. And not allow shenanigans
especially since keeping the Kor'kron, by the way, is also, for that exact scenario, a good move. Because if you do get double Inner Rage, double Bloodsworn, without any sort of additional buffs, you can still deal 24.
Yeah.
Which is enough right now.
Which 24 is a spot that a Warlock isn't above often.
Yeah. And there's Krunks.
Notably Krunks. Ryukuma, though, with his counterpunch, just a little bit. He's going there. He picks up the, plays the Krunks here for the Galakrond. No need to wait for any sort of devastations.
I mean, you really need the Galakrond at some point, probably. You could theoretically get away with not playing it at all, as I said, but you still also need to draw all the combo pieces, so...
Veiled Worship.
And just putting something on the board is important as well. Fiendish Rites is interesting.
Celiax is a big draw. And Ryukuma sticking to his poison, man. He's killing everything.
Yeah, and as we've pointed out, a 24 may or may not end up being the sweet spot.
But first and foremost, also, BeterBabbit needs to find a way to get back into this thing.
Yeah.
Because he's down right now. This Silent Ruin is not active.
I mean, the Votomaniac would make it active, but that's still not exactly what you're looking for.
You can play it next turn. And here comes the Maniac now. He can kill the taunt, but no immediate damage coming to Ryukuma's face right now, which he desperately needs, of course.
Yeah, and looking at Ryukuma's hand, that's massive. There's a lot of stuff there.
A lot of stuff to hold on.
And once the Extraza becomes active, that... once the Extraza becomes affordable, I should say, that could potentially also be big. And if I saw correctly, that's also like...
That's the Galakrond's,
That's like...
It's almost ready.
Almost there.
It's cooking in the oven right now. It's getting there, for sure.
Does he have another Invoke on hand? Oh yeah, the Dragonblight.
Yeah.
And the Fiendish Rites, yeah. You know.
Also, count the damage every turn now that Ryukuma's doing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Scion is gonna remove 2 things, the 2 biggest things, which makes the Fiendish Rites deal... wait, actually now he might remove more, but otherwise it would have been 8, so that's still a lot. But he'll still take 5 if he does do it that way.
I think you have to. Oh, he runs. Oh, he's avoiding it actually.
Yeah.
Scion's in there. And
so yeah.
Face.
As I said, Dragonblight is 8. Not Dragonblight, the other one.
Fiendish Rites.
Fiendish Rites, that's 8. If you want it, you can have it. You know, that's just 8 damage.
8.
That's brings your opponent down to 9.
And you have a fully charged Galakron that comes with a claw. The turn after, right away.
Yeah.
I assume we'll see an invocation. You have to just go for the throat now.
Yeah, decides to, however, play the Dragon Blight, so...
Selects first, too.
Yeah, so less direct
Protects
impact.
it, right? I like the idea. You protect your 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get it.
Take this out.
Awaken kills it, however.
No Awaken inside.
Awaken would kill it, however. I should say. Well, there's some extra health. Well, some armor, rather. And some draw.
Non-playable. Temple Berserker only out. And what is he sitting at here? Ryukuma right now is looking at what? That's
way too much. Way too much.
15 plus the that's enough.
I mean,
Phoenix Rise.
That's what I was saying.
Phoenix Rise is lethal.
It's 22. Yeah.
Phoenix Rise is lethal, right?
Yeah. Phoenix Rise is 22.
What's he doing?
I mean, it still works.
Is he showboating? He is. Wow.
It attacks with 1 more and then the Phoenix Rise? No, wait, what? Does he have a direct damage on the hand? Is he just playing full control now?
Oh, Netherwing.
Oh, he's really showboating,
wow.
Why
Incredible.
win the basic way when you can be extraordinarily fancy?
I won, everybody. This was the best overall performance in Trash Bowl history so far, and we have all sorts of visuals going
It's
on
a new day.
Yes, it is. The best in the still young history of Trash Bowl. It's unbelievable. We're kind of stunned here. Ryukuma wins Trash Bowl 2 3-0.
Yeah.
To take the crown to the European Conference against BeterBabbit here, and he's gonna join Pimcarb on the Wall of Fame, which we haven't constructed yet, but once budget will allow it, we definitely will. Congratulations! I mean, I think we can comfortably say that he was, over the course of the entire tournament, simply the best player in the field.
Yeah.
From start to finish, simply didn't even shake it up once. Just complete dominance, incredible performance, and I think a rightful champion, your champion, Ryukuma, Trash Bowl 2.
The people's champion.
The people's champion. I mean, incredible performance, obviously. Well played to BeterBabbit, of course. Thank you very much. Great performance. Of course, you won the Americas Conference, and hopefully we'll see you back, because, of course, an amazingly talented player, but it's the hour of Ryukuma completely. I mean, incredible. Just one of the absolute best in the world, and he showed it here in brilliance. Just incredible performance. Leave some props, some respect in the comments, of course. If you're not in our Discord, or if you're not joined it, obviously, because all these players, they're in there as well as Ryukuma, who fantastic players. So only good things to say about that. You can learn a lot from these guys, obviously, also. And Ryukuma is winning the big prize. 7 Hearthstone pack bundle of his choice per expansion. Free Steam key of his choice from a given list for a video game, and a special role, which is going to be added to his appearance in our Discord server as
once
soon
the
as
video is live.
This video is live, which is now, as you're watching that. So yeah, leave props. Congratulations to Ryukuma. Just absolutely stunning performance, immaculate, just unbeatable this entire tournament. And I think I'm not saying too much when I say this is not the last we've heard of this guy, because he's going to be coming back, looking to defend his crown, starting in about 2-3 months or so, when Trash Bowl 3, the tournament, officially begins. Which, by the way, it's now off season, but it doesn't mean the preparation stops. There's going to be a third one. There's going to be one every expansion, as long as we can afford the prizes. We're going to keep doing that. And if you are maybe interested in playing, or even just watching, subscribe to the channel, join our Discord server. That's where all the organizational stuff happens, and that's where the registration will go down, and you'll have a chance to apply for this. So wonderful tournament. Thank you to all the viewers, obviously, for making it possible, for making it so positive, to the people in the Discord, the people on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you appreciated the work that we did, and especially these players. I mean, world-class Hearthstone, and that's not just me hyping it up. These players are legit some of the best in the world at this game, which is an honor for us to host that, obviously. So incredible tournament. Thank you everyone for playing. Really well worked out with the organizational sides. We had barely any trouble. It was really fluent. I think better than the first time even, and we're looking to improve on that, of course, in the upcoming seasons, and hopefully at some point expand the tournament, put a higher name on it, higher rewards, and all that stuff are coming up. But congratulations, it's Ryukuma's hour, so all the props and everybody who's been part of this, thank you for doing that. Thank you for watching, of course, for the fans, the supporters, and until the next one, JJ.
That's it.
That's it.